Shyamalan players and YouTubers. It is me, the GiantStaff, and my sidekick, the Lady Cleo, with our staff of divination, and we are here, once again, for another stick of truth. Lady Cleo, what do you got for me today? Ah, yes, a topic that angers and intrigues me all the same. M. Night Shyamalan. Dun dun dun! Now, M. Night Shyamalan is a director. He's a producer. He's a writer. He's an actor. He also angers the GiantStaff a great deal. He has produced several films, directed several films, written several films, and been in several films. We will be talking about the ones the GiantStaff find incredibly irritating. But before we do that, I will list the films by M. Night Shyamalan that I actually like. The Sixth Sense. Great film. Very great film. He directed it. He wrote for it. He was also an actor in it. He was Dr. Hill in that movie. Loved that film. Bruce Willis did an awesome job. Unbreakable. He directed, produced, wrote, and acted in it. He was the stadium drug dealer in Unbreakable. After Earth. He directed and produced it. Though that film got a lot... It was bad for everybody all around for some odd reason. I think Will Smith and his son did a really good job in that, but that is another stick of truth entirely. Now, I shall list the movies that M. Night Shyamalan has done that makes the GiantStaff want to seek him out in the night, strap him to a chair, and make him watch Transformers 2, Revenge of the Fallen, with The Last Airbender audio, until he loses his mind. Okay, starting with The Village from 2004. This movie was so bad. Okay, it starts off. You think you're in the Day of the Pilgrims. It's Plymouth Rock Landing. So it's like, okay, yeah, this is gonna be good. We're set in the past. There's some scary stuff in the woods. They're not allowed to go in the woods. That's good. There's a strange demon thing. Some people are gonna get eaten. There's gonna, be some cool demon-y stuff. Somebody's going out and go slay the monster and all that. And then nothing, really. It's just boring. And a lot of talking. And a lot of hearsay. And a lot of just weird things that go bump in the night. And you're like, okay, come on, I'm waiting for it. And nothing really happens. And then they send the blind lady to go get medicine to save somebody. And it turns out they're in a community somewhere in Yellowstone where they bought all this land and no one's allowed to fly over it. And she finds a park ranger. So they're like living in the past with no technology or anything like that because they want to be separatist people. And there really isn't a monster. It's just some people dressed in a costume to keep these people from leaving. There was all this build-up, and then nothing. How did this movie get past the script? It should have been burned and buried. They should find all copies of this movie and destroy them. Because it's just worthless. Completely worthless. The Happening. People getting killed by trees when they gather together in large groups. Okay, I get Mother Nature's mad at us for all the pollution and everything, but this is just ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. There's no point to that. No point to that movie at all. Nothing. It should be burned. No point. I mean, okay, if it had been some strange super virus that, was man-made, then mutated, and then infected all the trees, and that's why whenever people gather around a bunch of trees and stuff, they die, That's great. Or it could have been like some weird, brain slug or something. But no. Nature is getting back at the human population problem. Ooh, scary. Just know. And then the movie that angers me the most. The movie that destroyed my faith in mankind for a small portion of time. The Last Airbender. I'm sorry, did you actually watch the show? Did you talk to anybody who watched the show? Did you go to the guys who made the show and ask them questions? I mean, seriously, did you? Did you do any of this? Because what you did to that movie is not only a crime, but a travesty. In fact, it should be a crime. Directors should be directly punished for how bad their movies are. And I'm not talking about just suffering at the box office, like Waterworld. Again, another stick of truth on that later. It's just, no. You should be taken out back and beaten with a rubber hose for 19 hours straight. Or until the guys who are doing this arms cramp up. Because that was bad. Okay, I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender. I liked that show. That show was great. And you took that show, its entire storyline, and you twisted it all around and stepped on it and ran it through the mud and burned it and beat it and clubbed it and shot it up with a bunch of heroin and then slapped it into a can and put it on the big screen. And just know, Qatar and Sokka were wrong. You pronounced people's names wrong. You got firebending wrong. You messed up that entire movie. You should not be allowed to direct the sequel, okay? Somebody should come through, reboot that movie, and do it right. And I could forgive all of the sins you have committed against some really good movies. I could do this. But you fail to realize your mistakes. And you keep doing it. And that just hurts. That not only hurts the actors, it hurts the production crew, it even hurts the fans. And that's just wrong. You should care more about the people who watch your movies. You really should. Because we're the people that are paying you. And you don't deserve that money right now. In my humble opinion. You don't. You don't. It's just sad. And this has been another Stick of Truth.